everyone, welcome back to Yoga with Bailey. My name's Bailey and today I've got a sequence to help with sore lower back and tight hips. So grab your mats and let's begin. I just want to start by saying what are the common causes of having a sore lower back. I would say there's three main causes. Number one, tight hamstrings. So if your hamstrings are tight, it's going to be causing tension back here. Number two is a weak core. So any kind of core strengthening exercises are going to help with that. Number three, I'm going to talk about now. So when we sit all day for school, work, studying, our hip flexors, which are the muscles that connect here to in the lower back, our hip flexors are being shortened. So we sit all day, the muscles are being shortened, and then when we go to stand up, our muscles technically should still be short, so we'd be standing like this. But we compromise by stretching, and then creating this rounded spine. So we stand with this bad posture, rounded spine, and then we're compressing what are called the QL muscles. So you're shortening your QL, which are the muscles in the lower back here, and your hip flexors are really short. So then we end up standing like this. So you may have a play with that now. If you stand like this, notice, does your lower back feel sore? So what we want to do is tip the pelvis. So tuck the tail under. This is called our posterior tilt. And that way we lengthen through here and we lengthen here. So a really good way to help ease that is by lengthening the hip flexors so that when we do stand up, they are okay to come tall and we can therefore tuck under and not have this compromised position. So a stretch to do that is our basic hip flexor stretch. Grab a towel or something that you can put under your knee, because this can be quite sore on the knee itself. Flatten the back toes, bring the other foot out in front. So we want to be coming to 90-90, and already here you might notice your spine is starting to round because the hip flexor is tight. So instead of coming all the way forwards here and collapsing into that lower back, I want you to stay up tall and then think about that posterior tip. So tuck the tailbone under, feel the lengthening through the front of the leg. So you may even feel it a little bit in the quad, that's okay. So just have a play here. Take some full deep breaths. Maybe come a little deeper, keeping the spine tucked. And then we can inhale the arm up, so opposite arm to this front leg, and then gently reach over slightly. And just breathe. So take some full breaths right into the belly. Coming into that hip. Keep squeezing the glutes to tuck the tail under. And notice, where do you feel the stretch? Are you feeling it up the front of that hip? It's going to help lengthen your hip flexors. Ease that lower back pain. Doing this 30 seconds a day will make all the difference. Take one more breath and then release the hand down. So now we're going to come back to a hamstring stretch. So shift the weight of the hips back, tuck the toe, and if this doesn't feel comfortable, take the other foot forward slightly so that we're at a 90-degree here, and then fold. So to intensify the stretch, we draw the toes towards us, and we can take the opposite hand outside the leg. So we're releasing the hamstrings here. Breathe into it. Keep encouraging the spine long. So if you've got a yoga block or you feel balanced here, maybe you just stay here. Really long spine and then slowly start to come forwards. Another great stretch is having the knee bent so that the chest can rest. So come back to those slow breaths. In through the nose, out through the nose. One more breath here. And release. Let's come on to the other side. So set up your hip flexor stretch. I'm going to face the other way so it's easier for you to see. So reset, 90 degrees, tucking that tail under, and then reaching the arm overhead and just coming over slightly. So if this is sore for the knee at any time, just come out of it or get some extra padding under the knee. So notice the more you tuck the tail, the bigger the stretch is going to be. Engaging the glutes here, reaching up and over. Relax the shoulders. Full breaths in through the nose, out through the nose. Take 2 more breaths. Keep squeezing the glutes. And then release. Take the foot forward slightly and then sit into your hamstring stretch. Ooh, this side is very tight. I can't even bring my hands down. That's okay. So I'm going to opt to bend the knee here so that I can come down for support. Or if I had my yoga blocks, I can lean on them here. So big bend in the knee, belly towards the leg, spine reaching long. And see if you can send the breath to the back of your leg here. So think inhale, lengthening those muscles, and then exhale, soften. Just keep breathing here. Maybe you come a little further forwards, maybe not. Don't want to be forcing anything. That can lead to more lower back pain. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, soften. And to come out of it, shift the weight forward and then take it back. So one more stretch. Coming into a forward fold. I always say bend the knees here, whether you're super flexible or not. Big knee bend so that the chest can rest on the thighs. And then we can hug behind the legs, or that might not be you. Tuck the chin, let the shoulders be heavy. This is an amazing release for the lower back here. So big knee bend, let the belly rest. And bring the hands to ragdoll. Just hanging here. And just breathe. Full breaths. You may even feel the belly pressing into the legs as you breathe in. And then as you breathe out, maybe try and take the hips higher. Straighten the legs a little. Take 2 more full breaths here. And to release, bend the knees more, slowly roll up. Roll the shoulders back, shake it out. So those would be my go-to stretches to help with the lower back. So releasing the hamstrings in a forward fold and in that half leg splits position, and then the hip flexors. Do those every day or so and see how you go. Some other exercises for strengthening to help with that tilt are our glute spread. Coming down, lying on our backs, bringing the feet about hip width apart. Palms can face the mat or be turned up. Draw the feet in slightly just so it feels comfortable, and then roll the hips up. So come into that posterior tilt the tail, and then draw up skywards. So I want to think of a long energy line from the hips to the collarbones. So we're really long here. I'm closing my eyes because the sun is very bright here. And then squeeze the glutes. So everything lifts skyward. Chins tucked slightly. And then breathe. So this is how we're going to help strengthen the glutes to support the lower back. So just do that as you feel you need. Come down and then go up again. You are coming down. Slowly roll the spine one vertebra at a time. And then just release here. Take a moment before finding that tilt again. And then rolling it up. That's it. Good exercise that we can do to strengthen the glutes. And now to strengthen the core.
My number one exercise to strengthen the core would be a plank. You can be in a high plank or coming down to a low plank on the forearms. I'm going to go with a high plank, but whatever works with your wrists here. So forearms is a great option if you have any wrist pain.
Feet can be together for more intensity or apart for less. So I'm going to bring the feet about hip width apart. And then we want to squeeze the glutes, keep the spine long, and make sure you're not dropping down here and flaring the shoulders. So press up through the hands. So the back should be flush. And then instead of sagging the belly, so even though my shoulders are flush, my belly is sagging here. So draw the belly button into the spine, and we want to be encouraging the ribs down towards the hips. So the ribs come down, and we hold here. So keep the chin tucked to have the spine long, and then maybe even squeeze the glutes, engage the legs. How does that feel? Just breathe through it. Keep pressing down into the palms of the hands. Fingers spread wide. One more breath. Oh, I'm shaking. And then release. That's it. Sit back to your child. Recover the body. Breathe. And relax down. Take one more breath. And then come on up. Coming back to a comfortable seated position. So that was quite a lot in one video. So feel free to re-watch it and pick up on anything that you missed, and try those stretches and strengthening exercises at home. Of course, there's so many different ones you can do, but I guess the main idea for me from that video was you can stretch the muscles as much as you want, but you also need to strengthen. So sometimes I think people just think, yoga is just stretching, but not really. It can involve a lot of strength work, which is going to help stabilize the whole body. Hope you enjoyed that, and let me know what you think. And we'll just finish by taking some last breaths together. So let's inhale, the hands overhead. Exhale, coming down. One more time. Inhale. Hands together. Exhale, hands to heart. Namaste. Thank you for your time. Hope you enjoyed it and find it useful, and looking forward to seeing you next time.